Baba Shuaib, the correctional officer, born in Accra, Ghana, a Quranic researcher and a critical thinker based on religion, who does online lectures based on the guidance of the Quran on platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok since 2018. In Finland, and 13 years, QBE, in Classical Arabic and MSA in Quranic Arabic. The author of the Refer to the Quran, which helps every novice to understand the steps towards understanding the great Quran and the guidance of God in it.
Time to rise and meet the challenge. Baba Shuaib is calling you out. Meet Baba Shuaib, a correctional officer with a mission. Today he's throwing down the gauntlet to the mushriks, no more holding back. With his logo shirt and cap, Baba Shuaib sits tall and confident. He says, the time for action is now. It's time to rise, to push past limits, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Baba Shuaib believes in the power of determination and resilience. His challenge is simple. Stand up, face your fears, and conquer them. Every day is a new opportunity, he says. An opportunity to grow stronger, to be better, and to leave a mark on the world. So, are you ready to accept Baba Shuaib's challenge? Are you ready to rise above and beyond? Join Baba Shuaib and let's show the world what we're made of, because the only limit is the one you set for yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Peace be upon you. Can you hear me? Guys, let me know if you can hear me sounding clearly. Yeah, let me see if I can share this on the stream. Big. Peace. Yeah, salam to all those who are joining. I'm streaming live from Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. I'm streaming on 5 platforms. Yeah, 5 platforms. Yeah. The Damage Music Group says Shuaib with the cinematic intro. Be killing me. Yes, I need a cinematic. I think at least when the sectarians see the cinematic coming, they know there's a problem coming. We have Tunde Adefisoye. We have Truth Unchained, Nara Power, Jibril. Yeah, Jibril, I see you, brother. Peace. Alhaji Atal Mahmoud, I see you. Salam to you. I see Tosinmi. It says, add me on Discord to join your live stream whenever you are streaming. My Discord username. Tosinmi, I think my Discord now has been deactivated long time ago. I think ever since I created Discord, I've been there once or twice. Yeah, I think during the times of Clubhouse, I created Discord, but I don't use Discord. Unlike Clubhouse, I used to be on Clubhouse a lot, but not anymore, right? Yeah, so Rain Azizi, I see you. Salam to you. Yadak, Paul Umar, Kasim Saad, um, we have Khadija Sameya, we have Lamin Toure, Michael. Let me see. I think I need to share this in my group. Just a second. So this live stream is mainly about the question and answer session. It's mainly about question and answer session. So I've been opening the phone line so people can phone in. Um, so we have Michael, we have Abdullah Shakun, we have No Name. Yeah, yes, Rihan Akib, AB Badge. Yeah, exactly. DMG, Damage Music Group, also used to be on Clubhouse, right? Yeah, he says, yeah, Clubhouse fell off. I left the app a long time ago. Yes. Yeah. Guys, kindly share so other people can join, right? I actually, when I came back from work, I was very, very exhausted. I was very tired. Yeah, so I was actually sleeping. My kids actually wake me up and then told me, "Hey, you need to get up." And I'm like, "Okay." So I woke up and I found out that okay, I still have about 2 hours, 2 hours to do live stream. But you can sense that I'm a bit tired, right? But I just felt like okay, because I had it in my mind earlier on that I have to do a live stream today, right? So yeah, I feel like we can do a question and answer session for today. I do have some topics I want to tackle. People send me videos during the week that I need to tackle, but I don't. It doesn't seem fit for me today, right? Right. I'm not in the mood to dissect or break down a video, so I'd rather do it in my next live stream. But for this stream, yes, we can do question and answer session. I think that is the best option. But the question and answer session, I would prefer if sectarians are watching, they would rather accept the request and join. Right? That will be more interesting for me, for the guests to join. But however, if those watching also do have some questions to ask, I'm in for it. I'm okay with it. You can. Yeah. Yeah, we have Tani K. Salam to you. We have JS Jihan. I see you. Adeyemu Akani Nuruddin. Yes, I see you all. You're all welcome, right? No, it's not late actually. It is It is actually morning time now, I would say. It's not late. Yeah, so let me share the link. I think YouTube, Twitch, Kick, but on TikTok, when I share the link, it doesn't. I think it doesn't seem to go there. That is a link in the comment section for those on YouTube and TikTok. You can reach the link. Let me see if I can share it also here. Yeah, I'm trying to set up the link for the guest to join. However, there is this one video of this lady. I think I might talk about this video. Her name is Lily J, right? Lily J has this one video which got sent to me, but I feel like I need to tackle this video a bit. It's a short video, so yeah, I can tackle it. There is this video from this lady, right?
I get so many DMs asking whether I'm Sufi, Shia, Sunni, Hanafi. Like, what is going on, guys? Don't we all follow the same Quran? And doesn't the Quran say in 3103 that we shouldn't divide or sect? I feel like we should be focusing on our similarities, not these minute differences. At the end of the day, we all believe in the 5 pillars. We all believe in the 6 articles of faith. We all pray.
Right. I'm not in the mood to dissect. What happened? Break down a video. So I'd rather do it. The video stopped on its own.
I get so many DMs asking whether I'm Sufi, Shia, Sunni, Hanafi. Like, what is going on, guys? Don't we all follow the same Quran? And doesn't the Quran say in 3103 that we shouldn't divide or sect? I feel like we should be focusing on our similarities, not these minute differences. At the end of the day, we all believe in the 5 pillars. We all believe in the 6 articles of faith. We all pray the same way. We all fast. We all face the same direction in prayer. So what exactly am I missing? How does it work? I get so many DMs.
Yeah. So I've shared the link on Facebook. The invitation link is on Facebook, and it's on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube, right? And also on. Let me see. Yeah. We have on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, on Twitch. Now I just need to put it on, I think, TikTok. Yeah, I need to put it on TikTok. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody has a question. Shout outs to all those on TikTok also. I think last time I did a live stream, I didn't get the time to do a shout out to those on TikTok. So yeah, if you're watching from TikTok, shout outs to you. Kindly share so other people can join, right? Yeah, so the question is, I have question about 411. Why does daughters get half of what the son gets in this age of time? There are many girls that don't marry for what the reasons are. They don't have husbands to provide. Okay, your question is based on the time and age. The laws of God is timeless, going right. I think a woman in the past is still a woman now, right? If you are talking about the times have changed, is because of the system that God has set in terms of man and a woman. The shared responsibility, who has more responsibility in terms of providing and so on. As a matter of fact, when you check about labor, in terms of labor, women usually, let's use this analogy. Women usually get pregnant and they give birth and they need time off to take care of a child, right? Men don't go through these cycles. Um, Similarly, when it goes to marriage, usually it is the man going to seek the woman's hand in marriage, right? To go looking for a woman to marry. I know people want to turn the laws of God around to make it seem as if let's do away with God and invent our own lifestyle. I think this is how your question sounds to me. Like you say, why do daughters get the half of what the son gets in this age of time? Um, then you say there are many girls that don't marry. So you are just using a minority to draw your conclusions that there are many girls that don't marry for what the reasons are, right? I think pretty much the way the world goes. You've seen what goes around most of the times when a man and a woman go into divorce, usually because of the man's capability of making more money, ends up compensating the woman, right? Yes, most of the times. I know sometimes, yeah, it happens to the women also, they have to compensate. But it is a world built on men being the hustlers, whilst women build homes. So men build, the nations while women build the homes. So this is how God designed it, right? But if people want to change it and make it seem like, why is God giving the man twice the share of a woman? So it should kind of be uh, equal. No, no. We men and women can be equal in terms of the righteous deed, the things we do for God, and so on. But when it comes to preference or advantages in life, some people can get certain advantages over others. I can give an example, right? AB, let's give an analogy here. When a man and woman get stranded on the street, on the way, on the highway, or wherever you go, um, the more likely person to be helped is a woman, a lady. A lady will get a quick help than a man who is stranded on the way. right? That's a preference, because people will prefer to help the lady because they feel like she's helpless and she might be in danger if she's not helped. But a man, if he's helped, if he's left to cater for himself or to keep struggling, people feel like he can find his way out. He can make it, right? So they will give the woman that preference over the man. So in life, there are preferences, whether you like it or not. Wherever we go, there are preferences. You go to the flights, we have VIP and then we have economic class. You don't expect just because you are a human being and somebody in the business class is a human being, so you have to be treated or given the same, treatment. No. So in life, it goes by preferences in certain aspects, right? Not every time, but in certain aspects, there are preferences, right? Um, when somebody is serving a nation, right, a person who does national service and serves the nation dies, he is given a state burial. You, the ordinary citizen who doesn't have any this thing, when you die, it's just your family members go and find a place to hide you and die and bury you. Nobody is going to give you a state burial. So there are preferences in life as to the scenarios we find ourselves. So when it comes to apportionment, when God just said that the man is supposed to get, because his responsibility is bigger. Yes, he, the male, the responsibility he's going to take up in life in terms of taking care of people is bigger, right? Being the financial provider. Because every woman would love to be in a position where she has the chance to be the provider, but it doesn't work naturally like that. No, 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 no. Even women who are self-sufficient, sometimes they have issues with this thing because naturally it is a manly thing. That's the design of God. It's a manly thing naturally. So even if a woman is self-sufficient, so let's use this analogy. Take a woman who is self-sufficient and she has everything in life. Now she has to find a man and she has to nurture the man, feed the man, give him, like, clothe him, do everything for him. It doesn't sound good in the ear that, like, the woman is like, will end up treating the man like a child. It's like she's providing for him, doing everything for him. She's richer than him. And you imagine that kind of lifestyle, even in the bedroom, she'll be treating him like a slave. It doesn't, there's balance will not be there. So God arranged things like this for a reason, right? He wants to cause a balance. That is why he did that. Look, regardless of a man being rich or everything, right? Sometimes you go to the rich man's house, his wife treats him just like an ordinary guy at home. Honey, can you bring me the bread, the cup on the kitchen table? Can you bring? Yes. Oh, why didn't you add the spoon and fork? Honey, can you bring me the juice from the fridge? She'll be sending you, no matter how rich you are. I'm serious, because this is the design of also for women to be in charge of the home, right? So certain things that God arranged for us is for our own good. There's a lot of wisdom in it. But sometimes people don't just want to understand the wisdom behind it. They just want to feel like, oh, this apportionment is wrong. It needs to be done this way. The point is, we don't know better than God. You get the point. So anyways, let me deal with other issues. Let's go back to Lily J. Lily J, the video I played from her. Yeah, peace to all those who are joining now. Peace to you all. Guys, I'm sorry, I've not been reading the comments, right? So I'll just bring my attention to the comments. For now, I wasn't reading the comments for a bit. Your number is not visible on the screen. Not sure if this is why no one calling. No, I didn't put my number yet. I only put the guest invitation link. I didn't put my number on the screen, right? Um, uh, let me how will I say? Look at the question Emily is asking me. Seriously. Okay, anyways. Emily says, Salam Baba, please, is oral sex permitted in Islam? It is not a matter of permission or no permission. The idea is there any restriction? There is no restriction. What people need to understand is, let me give this verse, right? In Quran chapter 2, verse 222, right? Yeah. Quran chapter 2, verse 222. So maybe I put it on the screen. Let me share the screen. This verse. So this verse, it says, your women are a cultivation for you. So approach your cultivation, however. So the word used here is anna. Anna is however you wish or you will. And present for yourselves and beware on God and know that you will be with him and give good news to the believers, right? So the choice of word God used this in this verse is very important, right? It says, your women are a cultivation for you, so approach your cultivation however you wish or you will. This part is very important. Like many a times, people don't pay attention to this part. It says, your women are a cultivation for you. Men are not created as a cultivation because men, like, we don't carry a child. It's just like a planting, like, a place that you plant a seed. You plant a seed and the seed germinates, it grows, it becomes a plant, it germinates, it brings food. That is the similitude God is using. Sometimes when people don't understand the words of wisdom God is using, they might think God is insulting women or going at, because we are in the generation where people want to take everything as an insult. So the similitude God is giving here is in women, men plant seed there, and then it happens to become a child, you understand, and then the woman gives birth. So this is the similitude in which God is talking. But God used the word, so approach your cultivation however you will. However you will. Now, this can be taken in multiple instances, right? Approach your cultivation, because the cultivation is the woman itself. So approach your cultivation however you will, right? So it goes, it's a notion of a couple, a thing of a couple, right? So people can agree on however they want to copulate with each other, whether, you know, um, however you want to approach your cultivation. Some people go to their cultivation, they will just take the food and start eating on the farm. Some people will take it home, wash it and then eat it. Some people can be eating it on the way whilst they are walking and going home on the cultivation from the farm, right? You start eating it on the way. Some people, however you wish, however you will. So, well, if you are with your partner, you feel like you want to do oral sex. If it's good for you, fine. You are with your partner, you want to do something in the kitchen, that's up to you. You want to do kuchi kuchi in the balcony, that's up to you. You want to go to book a hotel and do your kuchi kuchi, that's up to you. You want to go to the swimming pool and do your thing, that's up to you. So however you will, however you wish or will, comes into this perspective. So as for restrictions and somebody to say, oh, you can't do this with your wife or your partner, it really, really has to come from the book of God, right? Quran chapter 7, verse 33, God clearly tells us the things he has forbidden, right? But to say what we do not know about God is, yeah. So Abdul says, balcony too risky. Well, it depends on the balcony you are using. I'm not talking about the neighborhood balcony. The neighborhood balcony, maybe there's one old lady passing behind your 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 window, and then you say, hey guys, get a room, for God's sake. You Gen Zs, the youth of today. You understand? So don't give youth of today a problem. So when I say balcony, I'm just talking in a perspective where people know and understand what I mean. So some people want to do something in the car, depending on where they are, fine, right? So yeah, but the notion of oral sex is a mutual thing. It has to be agreed upon. It's not like you're forcing yourself on somebody's neck, right? Yeah. So sometimes pizza is good, but not everybody like pizza. So don't force pizza on people's throat. Anyways, yeah, we have a guest, right? I wanted to talk about Lily, but I have a guest. Anyways, let me deal with the guest first.
Hey, salam, Baba.
Yeah, peace to you, bro. How are you? Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, I'm good. I'm Michael, calling from the US.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yes. Yes, so Baba, I wanna ask you a question, kindly.
Yeah.
It's about a friend that have who follows an translation and interpretation of the Quran of some Gerans,
Okay.
where Salat is understood as a general duty rather than other specific ritual practice.
Okay.
My intention is not to argue or debate, but to understand how we can engage in sincere dialogue with a person who holds this view.
That what?
That hold this view of Salat mean duty.
Did you ask them where they got the meaning from?
Yeah, it's from this guy, Sam Gerens.
Is that the source?
I don't know, to be honest.
The Sam Gerans himself, he stopped doing a live stream. Anyways, guys, has anybody heard from Ayub Karim? His web page, his channel has been taken down or something. It's no more active. Like Ayub Karim is no more active. I don't know why. Yeah, so guys, if you have any information for people based in South Africa, you can write in the comment section. Ayub Karim, that is Quran Inspires Me. Have you noticed his videos are not more available? That his channel is no more active. If it's okay, please, people in South Africa, let us know if it's okay. If he's doing well, that's all we want to know. If he's doing well, fine. If the page doesn't exist, that's not a problem. But if he's doing well, then yeah. Okay, so let's go back to your point. So when people build up certain meanings, all you need to ask them is where did they get them from, the meaning from, right? That is where the argument is going to be built upon, right? I cannot just come up and say food means football.
Yeah.
Where's the sense in that? Food means football. Is it the food, does it only has to do with me? If it's not only out to me, then where did I get the meaning from? So it works on a language. Quran is based on a language, right? You can't just come and make up meanings to words. You have to be able to provide words that can be traced, vocabulary, etymology of the word can be traced to see what you mean. Is it actually consistent with the language? You get my point. So if they are saying it means duty, Sam Gerans himself, I don't think somebody has actually sat him down to ask him questions pertaining to his translation. No. And now he has stopped doing live streams. So I don't think anybody will get the chance to ask him those questions.
Yeah.
You get the point? But I've done a video with those people before. People who say Salat is duty. They couldn't answer their question. Yeah, they couldn't answer that. Yeah. And by the way, if anybody is in the comment section feels like this is something we have to debate about, I'm available. Give me a call. We can arrange. I'll bring you. I'll bring you life. You come and prove how salat means duty.
Yeah. So, Baba, about one of the translation that you did about salat, it was reach out to.
Yes, reach out.
That one, I seems like that one is perfect in that specific verses. So, can you
Yeah,
explain us why you took that? Why you choose that one?
I didn't translate salat as reach out. Salat itself is a noun. When you say the word salat, it's a noun.
So now,
When it's a verb, the salah or salah, a verb can have multiple meanings. It's because it's a word.
okay.
So when a word has multiple meanings, you have to decide in which context it appears, what it will mean at that particular time. So I give you an example. Let's take the word kill. It means kill.
Yeah.
So kill is a verb, right? To kill an animal is a verb, right? But I can use the same kill and I put it in a statement and it doesn't mean to terminate, to murder something, right? So let's use this analogy. So I can say but Manchester United killed Chelsea. So in that context, it is not about actually killing them like this. It's
Yeah.
about just winning against them. So in that context, you see there's still the word kill, but it has a different meaning. So in Quran, when you see the word salah, salli ala or salah, doesn't necessitate that that is the only meaning, one meaning. No. You see some of the people, they will quote to chapter 75, verse 31. Then he says, Fala saddaka wala salah. Then they say, okay, that is the meaning. The meaning means to follow closely. No, that is naivety. You don't give a meaning like that, right? So a word is not built on only one meaning. You have to understand the context in which it appears and then what it is being talked about at that particular given time. So it is not only about one meaning. So when you check the way I dealt with the context in which it appears, salat as a noun, when it comes in the aspect of God, then that is communication between us and God, but at the same time, communication between God and the people. It's a two-way or three-way link. It can be two-way, it can be three-way link, right? But salah, where it comes between the people, when it is used solely Allah, it is no more about prayer to God. Then it has to be about the act of communication, like reaching out to somebody in terms of communicating. That is the essence, right? So the word itself, salah, can be breaking down in several instances. If you go to the Arabic vocabulary, you find out that we have word like itasalat, itasalat, and so on. It gives you a lot of meaning pertaining to communication or a mode of communication. So when you check how I did my translation, I pay attention to details. I do the breakdown diligently to give the reader the chance to examine the choice of words I use. So you will see some of my translations, I put a word and you see me underlining the word. So when I underline a word, there's a duty on you, the reader, to do further examination on the word so that you understand why I chose a word. Unlike certain translators you see out there, they translate a word and they cannot explain to you why. You understand? They cannot explain to you why they put a word here or there. They don't have any tangible explanation. Right. So that is the point here.
Okay. Well, my last is how you recommend us to learn the language of the Quran, which is the topic. Just a tip.
Yeah, language of the Quran, it is good to have basics. If you have basics
Basic
in
Arabic.
Arabic, just have basics. Basics is enough to help you. The basics are there to help you understand how the grammar works in the language, right? The moment you know the basics, you can understand the Quran. You can understand the formality of the Quran. That's all you need. Basics. Basics in Arabic. You don't need to be exceptional. No, you don't need to be exceptional, right? So if you have basics in Arabic, you understand how the grammar has been built, the syntax we call it, that is, you are good to go.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. That will
So
be all. Yeah.
yes, thank you very much, brother.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.
Pleasure. Peace.
Yes. So guys, that was Michael calling from the US as a guest. Yes. Let me deal with the video Lily J spoke about, right?
I get so many DMs asking whether I'm Sufi, Shia, Sunni, Hanafi, like
That is a necessity. People will DM you because you chose to be a Muslim and they are surprised you are not wearing a hijab, the so-called hijab, you are not wearing it. You did a video with Khalid Yassin. You've been doing the video with ChatGPT and so on. So people will be interested. They will be curious to know where you belong because they want to know if they can hate you or love you. They want to see where to put you so that they can have a reason to hate you. So they are curious. Are you a Quran alone follower? Are you Sunni, Shia? What are you? So that they need a reason to start attacking you. So if you don't give them that reason and you try to be neutral, according to them, again, you are a hypocrite. Yes, according to them. If you try your best to be neutral, you become a hypocrite. So Lily J, yes, let's continue.
what is going on, guys?
The thing which is going on is not a new thing. We call it sectarianism, right? To be a sect, to be sect, part of a sect. Sects. If you are part of a sect, the sectarians will be pleased with you, but you have to choose the right sect according to them, right? According to them, the prophet said there will be 73 sects, so only one is right. But guess what? We have more than 73 in the world. So sectarianism is something that you have to choose your path carefully. It's either you are with God or you are with the majority. And Quran chapter 6, verse 116, if you obey most of those on earth, they will mislead you from the way of God. Yes, if you obey most of those on earth, they will mislead you from the way of God. Because they are only assuming and guessing. That's what they do. Assuming and guessing. Assuming and guessing. And they only follow their assumption and opinions. So, you want to know what is going on? Let's delve into this issue.
Don't we all follow the same Quran?
Don't we all follow the same Quran? The matter of believe and follow is not the same. All the sectarian groups who claims to be Muslims, they do believe in Quran. Yes, they all claim they believe in Quran, but they don't all follow the Quran. That's the difference. Lily J, believing and following are not the same thing. To believe and to follow are never the same thing. So understand the difference. They claim to believe in the Quran. They claim the Quran is the best book. They claim Quran is sufficient, but they don't follow the Quran. That is the sectarians I'm talking about. So, Lily J, if you want to be a non-sect, part of a non-sect type of religion, then they will start questioning you. Your days are numbered in terms of questioning. They are going to start hurling insults. And, because the moment you choose to be neutral and say, let's stick with the Quran alone, to them, you are going to hell. And you are a kafir when you choose the Quran alone. So you are getting there very soon. Don't worry.
And doesn't the Quran say in 3103 that we shouldn't divide or sect?
You think they don't know? I already told you, they don't follow the Quran. If they follow, they will have seen the verse you are quoting. God says we should not be separated, right? They know more than you. They know that. They believe that, but they don't do it. So there's a difference between believing and following. They don't follow the Quran. If they follow the Quran, they will not divide and become sects by being proud of Sunni, Shia, and so on, right? So fine. They know the verse you are quoting, right? Don't worry, they know.
I feel like we should be focusing on our similarities, not.
So you feel like we should be focusing on our similarities. You feel like we should be focusing on our similarities. Yeah, that is a good thought. It's a good idea, but they don't think like that. The Sunnis, the Shias, and so on, that's not how they think. To focus on the similarities? Nah. Just a second here. They don't think of it that way. So if you want to focus on the similarity, it is not something they are interested in doing, right? Similarities as in what? She's going to mention. Let's check the similarities.
not these minute differences. At the end of the day, we all believe in the 5 pillars.
At the end of the day, we all don't believe in the 5 pillars. No. Quran never states anywhere from Baqarah to An-Nas where it says there are 5 pillars in Islam. No, it doesn't exist. Adam never practiced something we call 5 pillars. No one ever practiced 5 pillars. Salih, Hud, and so on. They never practiced what we call 5 pillars. It doesn't exist. As a matter of fact, Abraham himself never laid down a foundation of any principles called 5 pillars of Islam. No. No such thing as 5 pillars in Islam. It is invented by the sectarians. They copulated they invented this type of rule, and they say 5 pillars. Then they start with the Shahada. Nowhere does the Quran say anybody has to say a Shahada before they become a Muslim. God demands you to submit. I don't see them preaching submission, to say you submit to God. They rather tell you you say Shahada to bear witness. That's what they say. It's not a requirement, though.
We all believe in the 6 articles of faith.
You are talking about the 6 articles of faith. These are what the sectarians still laid down for you. 6 articles of faith? No, your faith is based more on that. But anyways, let's say for the sake of argument, people like to quote this verse, chapter 4, verse 136. Chapter 4, verse 136. And I'm going to read up to 137, right? So let's see this. I put it on the screen. Let me share this particular verse. So this particular verse, you see here, Quran chapter 4, verse 136. This particular verse, where God says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. Then he says, Aminu billahi. That is number 1. Wa rasulihi. Then he says, Wal kitab. Lazi nazzala ala rasulihi. Then he says what? Wal kitabi lazi anzala min qabl. Then he says, Waman yakfuru billahi. That is number 1. Wa malaikatihi. That's number 2. Wa kutubihi. That is number 3. Wa rusulihi. That is number 4. Wal yawm al-akhir. That is number 5. Faqad dalla dalalan ba'ida. So he says, oh, you who have believed, believe in God and his messenger, and the book which he revealed to his messenger, as well as the book which was revealed before. And whoever disbelieves in God, his angels, his books, his messengers, and the last day, then he has strayed far astray, right? Then it goes to 137. Indeed, those who believe and then disbelieve, then believe and then disbelieve, and then increase in disbelief, God will not have to forgive them, nor will he guide them to a way. Now, these articles of faith I just read from the verses, God mentioned 5 things you need to believe in. If you reject these 5 things, he said you are far astray. So number 1 is God himself. Number 2 is the angels. Number 3 is his books. Number 4, his messengers. Number 5 is the last day. These 5 things I just mentioned, according to God, if you reject these 5 things, then you have strayed far astray, no matter how you do other things intact. The moment you reject these 5, so I will call these pillars. These are the pillars of faith. You can't practice Islam without God. You can't practice Islam without believing that he has angels. You can't practice Islam without believing that he has sent down books. You can't practice Islam without believing that he has sent messengers. You can't believe in Islam if you don't believe there is judgment day, because you have to be paid for your work. This I call the pillars of Islam. I repeat, I call the pillars of Islam. I'm not saying God says these are the pillars of Islam. Just like the sectarians have invented 5 pillars of Islam, which is not what God says. I repeat, according to them, you have to say, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abdu wa rasuluh. That is number 1 face of the pillar. Bear witness that God is God, one God, and that Muhammad is his messenger. By bearing witness, he's also a messenger. That is their first pillar. which is wrong. We don't find that in the Quran, where God says, bear witness that God is God and bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, Quran chapter 63, verse 1, it is hypocrites who say, who bear witness Muhammad is a messenger. Yeah, let's think podcast. Peace to you, bro. Peace. You're welcome. So you saw the verse I just put on the screen, right? This is what I will call pillars of Islam. But as a matter of fact, God never said anywhere 5 pillars of Islam. No. But let's continue.
We all pray the same way.
We all don't pray the same way, Lily. We don't all pray. Even Shias, the Shiites, they don't pray the same way as the Sunnis. So a Sunni usually doesn't follow the Shia people to pray, right? We don't all pray the same way, right? So whoever told you we pray the same way is a lie. No, we don't. Even among the Sunnis, they differ. Some people will say when you stand like this. Some people will say don't put your hand like this, put it like this. Oh my God. It's not the same way, my sister. No.
Fast. We all face the same direction.
You said we all fast. Not everyone fasts. As a matter of fact, according to Quran chapter 2, verse 183 to 184, fasting is only for believers. It is meant for the believers. It is not meant for everybody, right? People who actually believe in God, who are believers in the words of God. The abstinence is meant for them, not for everybody. And then you are saying we all face the same direction in prayer. Well, the last time I checked, God never asked us to face any same direction for prayer. He never said that, right? Nowhere does he say we should all face a particular direction to pray. No, he never says that in the Quran. But that's the interpolation the scholars will do by putting in their own words to twist the narrative to make you believe that this is what God says.
In prayer. So what exactly am I missing?
Lily, what exactly you are missing is that the advent of the Hadith books being added to Islam. That is a version when they give you the copy of the Quran for free, the next garbages they are going to give you is tell you go and get some garbage books to attach to your faith. That is what you are missing. That is what creates all the things you just mentioned, the stipulations you just gave on the list. These are where it comes from. It comes from the Hadith books. But you don't know. You thought all these things are something that is, extracted from the Quran. That's not the case. No.
How does it work?
How does it work? You want to know? Lily, that they've lied to us so many years. For a long time, they did actually lie to us. You want to know how it works? You need to unlearn and relearn. Your curiosity in Islam started with Chat GPT. The Chat GPT you are talking to has been already bamboozled. It has been already brainwashed, lied to. I have my own version of Chat GPT, which we argue. I correct the understanding of it most of the times because the Chat GPT itself has been corrupted. Yes, it has been bought and paid for. Remember, you are not the inventor of Chat GPT. Somebody created it and programmed it to serve you. So the person who programmed it to serve you can corrupt it. Yes, Khan says, at correctional officer, let me read this comment. I agree with this comment, right? Khan says, they don't give you the Hadith books. They just pick and choose from it and tell it to you. Yeah, that we call it cherry picking, right? Cherry picking. Yeah, exactly. Momo the disciple says what? Chat GPT learned from the Sunnis, so it's already corrupted. Yes, it did. It actually did. Yes. Tani K says, bro, you need to debate Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawa. Muhammad Hijab will only do debate with me if I come to Speaker's Corner. Muhammad Hijab is not willing to debate me online because to them, they are the big guys, they are the celebrities. So in order for them to have the time to be with you online, you have to be in the likes of the position of Jordan Peterson, Piers Morgan, and so on. That is when Mohammed Hijab will agree to debate me on the internet. Other than that, he will prefer to meet me in Speaker's Corner so that he can show me how big he is, so that even if I'm talking, I'll be looking at him like this, so that maybe he might try to intimidate me. But no, I'm from Nima. I'm a Nima boy. Nima boy doesn't back down to that. Right. So yes. Baba, need to know your thoughts about Sufi talismans. They make them using Quran verses. Do they really work? Sometimes. It depends what you believe in. Most of the time, the thing you believe in works for you. Most of the times. Right? Most of the time, the thing you believe, the very thing you believe in works for you. Hey, Zul, I see you. Yes, Nima. Zulfikar, I see you. Yes. Zulfikar, he has been to Nima. Last year when I was in Ghana, he was with me in Ghana, right? So I took him to Nima. He saw Nima, where I was born and raised, the community I was born and raised. So let me see here. I bought a bunch of garbage books. Yeah, salam to all those who are joining now, right? We have Ibrahim Mohammed, all of you. Let's Think podcast. Salam to you. Greetings to you, brother. All of you who are coming now. Birbaz, is that Bimbaz, Barsalim, Balogun, all of you joining now. I appreciate your presence. Christian F, Isa, Isa Abdullah Shamu, I see you, my brother. Salam to you. All of you joining, you're welcome. Kasim Sad says, Salam alaikum, Baba. Can you explain chapter 6, verse 50? Okay. Let's go to chapter 6, verse 50 and see what God says in that verse, right? Yeah, chapter 6, verse 50. I put it on the screen, and here we go. Yeah. So the verse says to Muhammad, say, I, that is Muhammad, as the messenger, I do not say to you, I possess the treasures of God, nor do I know the unseen. He never said to the people he knows the unseen. As the hadith people normally would tell people that he is what? He knows the unseen. Yeah, thank you very much, Isa. Isa, thank you for the comment. They will lie to the people that Prophet Muhammad knows the unseen. But here, God asked him to confess to the people that he, Prophet Muhammad, as a messenger, he says, I do not say to you, I possess the treasures of God, nor do I know the unseen, nor do I say to you that I am an angel. I only follow what is inspired to me. Say, are the blind and the seeing equal? Will you then not ponder? Are they equal? Will you then not ponder? Now, the question here arises. The messenger has been asked to tell the people this statement. I do not say to you, I possess the treasures of God. He doesn't possess any treasures from God. Nor do I know the unseen. He doesn't know the unseen. Nor do I say to you that I am an angel. He is not an angel. I only follow what is inspired to me. He only follows what God has inspired, nothing else. Say, are the blind and the seeing equal? They can never be equal. Somebody who sees and somebody who doesn't see can never be equal. Never ever be equal. Will you then not ponder? But people don't want to ponder. That's the problem. Right? Then when you continue to verse 51, then God told him to say what? And warn by it. To warn by the Quran, the book that has been given to him. He has to use the book to warn the people by it. Then he says, by it, those who fear that they will be assembled before their Lord, they have no guardian, nor intercessor besides him. Right? Perhaps they will become pious. Then it goes 52. And do not dismiss, he's still talking to the messenger. And do not dismiss those who have what? Those who invoke their Lord in the morning and evening. That is the morning salat, dawn salat, and the evening salat, right? Seeking his countenance. Nothing of their reckoning is upon you, nor is anything of your reckoning upon them. So were you to dismiss them, then you will be of the transgressors. You see, I'm reading up to 52. Sorry. Yes. Okay, let's continue. Okay, guys, I'm putting my phone number. I don't want TikTok to restrict my distance. But let me do this. I'm putting my phone number on the page. It's +358 466 803144. 466 803144. Jackie Langs is asking a question on TikTok. She said, Baba, will you ever do a mind trap with Mufti Abu Laith? Yeah, if the chance presents itself, yes, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a dialogue with one of the brother from the 19 submitters. His name is Abdullah, right? I want to have a dialogue with him. It has to do with the 19 Rashad Khalifa followers and so on. I saw a video of him where he was explaining. He says there's 5 salats in the Quran. You know, most of the 19 submitters they do 5 salats, like the Sunnis. You know, and according to them, Rashad Khalifa just drafted a board and gave them 5 salats from the Quran, even though there's no 5 salats. They invented 5 salats. So I'll be looking forward to make a broad discussion with him. So probably we were supposed to do it I think last Saturday. I thought we would get the chance to do it. So if you remember, last Saturday I couldn't do a live stream, unfortunately. So I will choose between Sunday. I will see if between Saturday and Sunday which day will be okay. We've draft a time and I'll keep you posted. Yeah. Yeah, Style and Furniture says, I try to buy Quran from your site. You can send me a message on my phone number. Send me an inbox message. I can send you a free PDF copy, right? I can send you a free PDF copy. So don't worry. Send me a message on my correctional officer number. Yes, also for those who are based in the US who have actually ordered the copy of the Great Quran. I remember Sister Sally Jackson is part of people who ordered the copy. People based in the USA, we are working around the clock to see how we can get the copies sent to the US, right? There seems to be a restriction between the postal service between United States and Finland, or I think, is it Europe in general or something? So they are working around the clock to get a means where things can be posted. However, there is the option of I think FedEx, but FedEx is quite a bit. We are working our way out to see if we can get the pricing they are charging us on a cheaper scale, right? The pricing is way too high. I think there's something Donald Trump put in place between that, so it's becoming very slightly difficult to send out the copies to USA. But yes, There seemed to be an option. We are working towards that. We will get this sorted, inshallah. You people can receive your copies in time. So we have about 3 or 4 people waiting to receive their copies. Some have already received before a restriction happened. So I know you guys will get your copies very soon, inshallah. Yeah, let's continue. Black Wave says, Baba, please, I have a question, please. I noticed there is a difference in narration between Quran 28 from verse 29 to 32 and Quran 27 from verse 7 to verse 12. What can you say regarding this? You have to tell me what you noticed. You didn't tell me what you've noticed, right? Black Wave, you tell me in the comment section what you have noticed. If you say there's a difference, yes, the narrations, if you're giving narrations, let me give you an example. You are giving a narration about World Trade Center, September 11th, right? You can give a narration as to about that day. Then there will be another perspective of the narration from you that you didn't tell previously. And people will get to understand another perspective of the narration. So it all goes to what are the things that transpired and how you are explaining it. So it's not like there's a difference which says Moses was working with 2 people, and then here it say he's working with 1 person. That will be a totally different narration altogether. But not when some extra detail is added. You get the point. Yes, Imam Taj, greetings to you, brother. Yes, Human Bed says they are actually throwing packages away. Yes, packages going to the US which doesn't meet the requirements will be thrown away. I think they are reshuffling, doing some new rules in Donald Trump. Donald Trump, what he can do. So the name Donald Trump actually fits him, right? Yes, versatile, no problem. Have a good rest, right? Have a good rest. I'm usually very, very busy in the day. That is why I choose my streams in the night. My life is very busy in the daytime, right? So unfortunately, the best times I can do my live stream is nighttime. So I know for some people is difficult, right? Yeah. Okay. So Box says, Baba, what are we meant to do in Juma? Also, does Friday have a significance in Islam? I know Quran alone people that say Friday is still blessed. The day called Friday is not in the Quran. There's no day called Friday. It is just the word mentioned Jum'ah. So even the name of the chapter 62, is called Suratul Jum'ah. It doesn't say Suratul Yawm al-Jum'ah. No, it's Suratul Jum'ah. That is the chapter of the congregation. That is the word Jum'ah. Congregation. It comes from the word Jama'ah. Congregation. The chapter of congregation doesn't mean Friday. The notion of Friday was invented by the scholars. You understand? Just to make it seem like there's a particular day, Friday, and you have no, please. It's not Friday. Guys, that's the number on the screen. You can call via WhatsApp. You can call on the live stream. That's the number on the screen. Yeah. I don't want TikTok to restrict my page. So yes, I take the number away so that TikTok doesn't Human Bed, the number of prayers is 3 prayers, 3 salats. You can go to my YouTube channel, go to my playlist, go to the playlist, look for the salat series. I have a series folder called Salat Series. go to the series, the playlist, and watch all the topics you want to see there. You see the breakdown of the salats mentioned in the Quran. Yeah, like I said, I'm preparing myself to go to Ghana. Yeah, hopefully before the year comes to an end, I should be in Ghana. I'm working around the clock to get my plans secured. So yeah, and I think I might do some streams whilst I'm in Ghana, because I'm thinking of doing a live stream whilst I'm outside, maybe with the people, just to get to see their point of view in some things. Because where I was born and raised, some people are not open to the idea of questioning some of the lies we have been told, right? I just want to help the people to challenge the status quo, right? To challenge the status quo, it needs to be challenged. So that will get the people to learn, to think, to reflect, and learn. Yes, thank you very much, Jihan. That is the number Sister Jihan pasted in the comment section. Yes, thank you. Jazz B says, Salam Baba, can you tell us the difference between Quranic Salah and Jewish Salah? Is it not the same? They are not the same. Even the name you just mentioned, they are different. They are not the same. However, people in the past, their salat has been defined in Quran chapter 17, verse 107. When you read up to 109, you see how the people of the book have actually done their salat. So yes, there is some concept which looks a bit similar to the Jewish type, but we don't, there's a difference. It's not the same. If you say that it's the same, that means we say the things they say, we do some of the things exactly what they say in their salat. No, that's not the point. It might look similar. It looks similar, yes, because it's an act of standing, bowing down, prostrating, and singing the glory of God, praying, thanksgiving, and so on. Yeah. Tani K says, I was told that when a person is 40, there is a special dua you have to say. Is this true according to the Quran? By the way, I'm not 40, I'm just asking. Yeah. There is actually, when you reach your maturity and you reach 40, that's what God says in Quran chapter 46, verse 9. Verse 15. Let me put it on the screen. Verse 15. Chapter 46, verse 15. I put it on the screen. Yeah, this verse. It says, and we have advised the human being to be good to his parents. His mother bore him in distaste and gave birth to him in distaste, bearing him and weaning him for 30 months, until when he reaches his maturity and reaches 40 years, he should say, Lord, assign me to be thankful of your blessing which you have favored me and upon my parents, and to act righteous which you approve, and rectify for me among my offspring. Indeed, I have repented to you, and I am of the submitters. Then God says, those are the ones from whom we will accept the best of what they have done, and we will disregard their bad deeds among the companions of the garden, a truthful promise which they had been promised. So it's a promise from God that God will actually overlook your sins by forgiving you when you reach your maturity and when you reach 40 years. That is a dua a person should make. Somebody might ask, what if I'm 41 or 42? You can still make the dua, right? God never said it is only limited only to 40. That no. So when you reach 40 and above, now this is the evidence here. In that verse, it says when you reach here, You see in the verse here, I'm going to highlight it here. It says, when he reaches his maturity and reaches 40 years, right? When he reaches his maturity and reaches 40 years. So when you check here, it says hatta, until when he reaches his maturity. Then you see the word wa in Arabic, wa balaga arba'ina sanat. So it's two issues here, two scenarios here. Until when he reaches his maturity and he reaches 40 years. So it's two instances. So if a person is 40 years, yes. If a person reaches his maturity, yes. Because for some people, it's not 40 years that they get matured enough. Based on, we have different ways of growing up. So yeah, so God gave two injunctions here. So it's not only one injunction that everybody 40 years. When you reach your maturity, it is a dua you should make. Let me see. JS is asking a question. He said, Baba, will you go to the local mosque there and confront the sheikhs in Ghana? That will keep me very, very, very busy. So usually what I need to do is just to inform of my presence there, so that if any imam wants to have a public discussion, then we have. But to just say I'm going to limit my time to actually be going to the mosques to, no. Because I only know of the few popular scholars. I will call them scholars to some extent. Yeah, if those people are willing to have a public discussion, I will do a public discussion with them. Box 86 says, could helping someone in your community be classified as an act of salat? I don't see that in the Quran where God says doing, when you do such things. No. Sometimes people misinterpret the chapter 11, verse 87 concerning Prophet Shu'aib. When Shu'aib actually spoke to his people, and so people think that is not establishing salah. People should understand the notion of establishing the salat, and when the word salat is used independently, sometimes they are different. They are not the same. People should understand that. Yes, thank you very much, Balogun Olayinka. Thank you for the well wish. Salam to you, Marshall the Grey. Salam. Yes, I've seen that weird video. That it's very, very weird. The video that Rashad Khalifa did when he said Tupac will go to paradise. He says anybody who died before the age of 40 will go to paradise. I don't know where he got that one from, where God said that anyone who dies before the age of 40 is going to paradise. I don't see where it says anywhere in the Quran. So it seems Rashad Khalifa is inventing something new, right? But some people seem to believe he's a messenger, right? I personally don't see that. No. But yeah. Black Wave, please, can you call? If you call, it will be easier for me to address that point. I think I'm getting what you're saying, but if you could call, it will be easier for me to address that point. Mama Dijarju is asking a question. He says, Baba, is Umrah and Hajj separated? According to Quran chapter 2, verse 196, it is something God has mentioned them together. So preferably it should be done together, not separately, right? Baba, have you heard about YouTube program, Islam from the Quran? They have a segment called 3 or 5 prayers in the Quran and use ayahs to support the 5. Segment is only for 15 minutes. I need to check that out. I'll check that out and I'll do a video on that. Sometimes people twist the Quran chapter 20 verse 130. If God says something else, they go and make it mean salat when the word salat is not there. So there's a problem with the way people study the Quran, right? People try to impose their own opinions in the words of God, and that's a problem. That's something I have issues with against people who try to force there to be there when there is no there. That's what people do, right? There are no 5 salats in the Quran. Wallahi lazim. No 5 salats in the Quran. But you see people quoting chapter 30, verse 17 to 18, when the word salat is never mentioned. Quran chapter 20, verse 130, no salat mentioned there. Quran chapter 50, verse 39 to 40, no salat mentioned there. People would force the word salat there. I don't know how their brains work. Ask me, Salam Baba, explain 57.3. 57.3, okay, let's check. 57 verse 3. It says what? He is the Alpha and the Omega, the apparent and the hidden, and he is aware of what? All things. These are his names. These are his names, right? They're part of his names, his attributes, we can say. That is what this verse represents. Yeah. Yes, this is a valid point, right? Momo the disciple says, nowhere in the Quran does God says there is only one specific way to do salat. That is true. This is why you will never find in the Quran where the question is asked to the Prophet when they ask you about the salat, because it is not the issue of argument or contention. You will never find a verse where God is telling the Prophet when they ask you about the salat. It doesn't exist in the Quran. Because asking about the salat has never been an issue in the past. I don't know why it's an issue now, but because of the garbage books. It is because of the garbage books they made it an issue now. They keep asking you, how do you pray? How do you pray? How do you pray? How do you pray? That is the only thing invented now. So that's, as a matter of fact, that type of question has never been asked to the Prophet. Yeah, Cyrus, you're welcome. Cyrus Black, peace. Rihan Akib, um, kindly find time to search the meaning, the word in Arabic for the word scrotum or scrotums. Go and search the word in Arabic. If you search the word in Arabic, it will all make sense to you. You search it first and then come back. Just because a word looks similar to another word does not mean that is the same word. So understand how the structures of a word is done. So you just search the meaning of the word in Arabic, scrotum or scrotums in Arabic. Search it. You understand what I mean. Baba, can you kindly explain the Umrah and Hajj being same? Thank you. I didn't say they are the same. I said they are done together. Quran chapter 2, verse 196 mentions them both together, right? Both. So you have to do both. The Umrah is the staying over, you stay there for the number of days you stay there is the Umrah. Then you visit the places. That is the Umrah. Hajj itself, it is to the house. Quran chapter 2, verse 197. Walillahi ala nasi hijjul bayt man istata ilay sabila. So Quran chapter 3, verse 97. The Hajj itself is to the house. That is the pilgrimage of the house or to the house. That is the Hajj. But then the other things you are going to do are classified and part of the Umrah, because the Umrah is the staying over. You are going to stay there for a bit. You stay there, I think the least is 2 days. But you stay there for a number of days, and then you visit the places you want to visit, like the Arafah, Muzdalifah, Safa wal Marwa, those places. Yes, you stay over. That is the Umrah. It's like a visit of the places. So the Hajj itself is to the Bait al-Atiq, the ancient house that you are going to visit, right? To visit the house, walk around it, just what, not like idolizing it. No. Yeah, salam to you, my brother Hajj London, long time. Bawa Mark, Muhammad Tawfiq says, salam, brother. Why are most of the prophet and messengers mentioned in the Quran are mostly from the Middle East region? Not really. We talk about Misra. When we talk about Misr, we are talking about Egypt. You understand? The children of Israel were spread out. Quran talks about Sheba, the queen of Sheba from Ethiopia. We have those storylines are evolved around that part, but it doesn't actually says that most of the prophets are coming from the Middle East. It's just a concept people want to understand in that point. uh I was watching one distant, is it TED Talk, when one lady, her name is Hazel something. She said that saying the word Middle East itself doesn't make sense. Middle East. How does the East have a middle? Middle East. Okay. Can I shake a woman's hand? There is no problem with that. Shaking a woman's hand doesn't mean that's a sexual thing. No. I don't see any sexual activity in that. There's no immorality in that. No. Yeah. Is it true you refuse to debate with Sheikh Gandu and Sheikh Poppy de Kos? Who is that? Hello, who are those? Are they names of cartoons or what? Who is Gandu and who is Poppy de, oh my god. Is it a cartoon character or what? I have no idea who you are talking about. Somebody with the name Zuhaib says, how are you not creating your own sect? In which sense? If I'm talking about Islam, I've created my own sect. Hello, I'm a Muslim who happens to follow the Quran. Just as Prophet Muhammad himself, Quran chapter 27, verse 91, he said, Wa umirtu an akuna min al muslimin, that I have been commanded to be of the submitters. Verse 98, wa an atlu al Quran, and that I have been commanded to recite the Quran. That is chapter 27, verse 92. Sorry, chapter 27, verse 91 to 92. Right? That he has been commanded to be of the Muslims and that to recite the Quran. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm among the Muslims and I recite to you the Quran. And then you are telling me, how am I not creating my own sect? As to people should come and follow which sect? Which sect? Abdul Majid says, Baba, in my country, Nigeria, most of business people used to hoard grains in store, waiting for the price to be high before bringing it out when it becomes scarce and sell it. Is that not riba? No, it's not. They bought something with their own money and they decided to keep it and sell it. That's their own thing. It's business. It's just business. I can buy something for €1 and sell it for €1,000. We call it marketing. There's nothing wrong with that. Spectator says, do you believe that God will send another messenger with the Furqan book? Not in that sense. God is still sending messengers. Yes, he made a promise in Quran chapter 7, verse 35. Messengers will still come among us, but they are only going to narrate the verses of God. Right? They are only going to narrate the verses of God, right? To the people, so that people will actually take heed to the word. But to bring a different book or something, well, it's not impossible, but unless if it aligns with the message of the Quran. I don't see why God will send a book if Quran is not corrupted. Unless if there's something with the Quran, then God will decide to send another book, right? Abdul Majid says, poor people cannot what? But poor people suffer a lot with hunger. That is why the people who are capable and able need to give charity, need to feed the poor and the needy, right? Poor people struggle the most because rich people are keeping their money and they are not helping. So that is why God comes in the picture. If you read Quran chapter 47, verse 36 to 38, God is inviting us to be charitable to other people, but people are becoming stingy with their wealth. So the issue you are pointing at, that is when the charity issues comes in. The charity is supposed to eradicate those struggles. You understand? But as for somebody selling his own thing and decide not to sell it now, to sell it later, I don't see anything wrong. It's business. Milo says, what's your opinion on Muslims pursuing a sport in fighting? Don't tag them. Don't tag the word Muslims. It's just an individual option. If you say Muslims as if Islam is now telling people to pursue that, no, it's just entertainment, right? An entertainment which doesn't go against your worship. I don't see any problem with that. Entertainment is allowed in Islam, right? It's allowed, but not when it concerned with your time of prayer or serving God. Then it becomes a problem. Baba, what is your belief about the Holy Spirit? Is it an angel? My understanding of the Holy Spirit in the Quran, I align it with Jibril. Quran chapter 2, verse 97 talks about Jibril bringing the book or the Quran into the heart of the Prophet. When you read Quran chapter 16, verse 102, it tells you the Holy Spirit brought it down. When you read Quran chapter 26, verse 196, 193 to 196, it tells you that the Spirit brought the Quran down into the heart of Muhammad. So when you allocate all these verses together, when you align them together, it clearly shows you contextually, it clearly shows you that is Jibril, that is the Holy Spirit, but it doesn't mention Jibril directly as an angel. But however, Jibril is a messenger. The Holy Spirit, which is Jibril, implicitly is a messenger. According to Quran chapter 22, verse 75, God chooses messengers among the people and the angels. So if Jibril is not part of the people, then it's obvious he's an angel. That's just the answer. Yeah, Marshall de Grey says, I was told by a Sunni that following the Quran only is creating another sect. I just laughed and stopped talking because there is no point to continue further. That is the best option ever. That is the best decision. To stop arguing with a fool. Just leave it there and then say, yeah, it's okay. Tani K says what? Bro, when you go Ghana, be careful of giving dawah. Sunni pagans are crazy and get violent when they know you reject hadith. It is like you are rejecting the prophet to them. Oh, well, you're telling me about my own people. I know them. I know them very well. Right? There are ways to do what I do. I actually did a conference last year when I was there. I did a conference. I know them. And you don't go selling a product to a customer who doesn't like your product. There are ways to sell your product to a customer, but not when you know clearly they are not interested. Right? So that is why one of the reasons why I went on Mami Grace. I did a program with Mami Grace. She's expecting the part 2 when I come to Ghana, right? Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Yes, Omar Satauri, yes, you're right. And wealth should not be rotated among the rich only. You understand? These Sunnis are crazy. They attack you when you reject hadith and say your blood is halal for them. Yes, I know. To some extent, a scholar in Somalia, Sheikh Hassan, he said you can take somebody's life and eat their meat if they are Quran alone followers. Yeah. The sectarians are crazy. I'm not joking. They're crazy. They are messed up. So I see someone Googled Poopy the Coos. Somebody Google it. Okay. Is God and Holy Spirit is the same? No. God is not the Holy Spirit. This is just a Christian concept. According to God, He sent the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is being sent. So if He's being sent, He cannot be God, because God cannot be sent. Yeah. Azmi says, Baba, why did you translate Al-Awwal and Al-Akhir in chapter 57:3 to Alpha and Omega, not first and last? It's a similar thing. You can Omega can be the last of something, right? Omega, last of alphabet, last of something is still Omega. Alpha means the first of something. So God is first and last, still taken in the same context, right? Baba, are there other beings in the universe? Yes, there are other beings in the universe. And this is an interesting statement I just mentioned. People will be saying, hey, Baba, what are you trying to say? Are you saying there are other beings somewhere in the universe? Hey, Baba, I don't believe this. What is this? Where did you get this thing from? Hey, can you imagine Baba saying that there's other beings in the... Hey. Okay. I'll give you a verse to prove that. So let's go this. I'm going to give you a verse to show you that they are creatures also God created, right? Let's take this verse. It says, except I forgot where I saved the verse. I'm trying to remember the verse. In Quran chapter 42, verse 29, I found the verse. Quran chapter 42, verse 29. Based on the question the brother is asking, brother Mark JB, right? Mark JB, this is your question. Mark JB says, Baba, are there other beings in the universe? My answer is yes, there are. And here is the evidence. So God says, and among his signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. While they are just like the scientists are telling you they are aliens, they are other beings somewhere, it is true. It is not a speculation. It's based on what God says. They are actually aliens existing. Right? I'm going to prove it from this verse, chapter 42, verse 29. So, and among his signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and what he transmits. Pay close attention. What he transmits through them both. So the word fihima, is both in the heavens and the earth. Listen carefully. The question was asked if there are other beings. When we say beings, we are talking about it could be creatures, something existing somewhere. And when we are talking about creatures, like understand this, when we are talking about creatures, God spoke about how he created all living things, especially the creatures that he has created, right? Okay. So for instance, if you go to Quran chapter 24, verse 45, let me share this tab. I'll come back to the previous tab, right? In Quran chapter 24, verse 45, let me break down what a creature is, right? A human being can sometimes also be classified as a creature. Now, in Quran chapter 24, verse 45, and God created every creature here. There is no exception. He created every creature from water, and of them is one who walks on its belly. We know the creatures that walks on their belly, like the likes of the snakes and so on. The lizard, the crocodile, they have legs, but they walk on their belly. And of them is one who walks on two legs. We have the two legs. We have animals which walk on two legs, right? Sometimes as a creature, a human being can be classified as a creature also. And of them is one who walks on four. So we have the ones who walk on four legs also, right? God creates whatever he wills. Indeed, God is capable of all things. So this is not to limit the creation of God, but to tell you some of the things that God creates. He's capable of creating whatever he wills, right? Okay. Yeah. So the verse I just quoted, chapter 24, verse 45, tells you the creation of a creature, right? But now let me take you to this verse. I go back to the verse I was quoting earlier, chapter 42, verse 29. So God says, among his signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth. Then it says, yeah, creation of the heavens and the earth. And what he transmits through them, fihima, both. It means in the heavens and the earth, he transmits creatures there. So some people will use the word aliens. Yes, God transmits aliens also. And he is capable of gathering them when he wills. Yes, he is capable of gathering us when he wills. Right? So if anybody asks you, are there creatures in the heavens? Yes, they are. Yes, there are creatures, just like you see in the movies and whatever these people are showing you in the movies. There's a certain aspect of knowledge that they know, but they are just creating it as fiction for you. There are creatures in the heavens also. So it's not just a fictional thing. It does exist, but sometimes they add those fiction inside to just make you feel like, oh, there's nothing, we are just making a fiction. But yes, there are creatures also in the heavens, right? So it's not a bogus claim. Study the Quran well, you get your answers there. So Mark JB, that answer goes to you. Let's go to the next question. How do you prohibit? How do you interpret about the prohibition of blood? Does it just mean not to drink animal blood? It means not to eat and not to drink animal blood. Not only animal blood, blood in general. So let's see what God says. You are mentioning Quran chapter 5, verse 3, right? So God mentions here, He says, unlawful to you is dead animal. Then He says, blood. So blood in general is forbidden to eat or drink blood, right? The meat of pig is forbidden. The bones can be used for something else. Here, the God is talking about the meat, right? The meat of pig is what is forbidden. Uh-huh. And what has been offered to other than God. So anything offered to any idol is forbidden for you, right? And an animal which has been strangled to death. Some animals, they strangle their necks to death. They hold them tight with a rope or something to strangle them. That is forbidden for you because that animal has faced torture. And an animal which is fatally ill is very, very ill. Don't eat it because that's dangerous for your health. You don't know the sickness disturbing it. The deteriorated animal which has gone through phases of life and they are totally deteriorated, don't consume such an animal. The battered animal which has been hit with something very hard, don't eat it. And that which the predatory beast has eaten, if beasts outside have eaten from the animal, they could contaminate the meat, right? For instance, the lion has attacked an animal, killed an animal. You see, when they eat it and you go and eat, you can be infected. There are diseases and it will affect you also. Then God says, except what you slaughter. So that animals you yourself slaughter is different. That you can eat because the blood has poured out forth, right? So that is different. But do not sacrifice for an idol. So don't do a sacrifice dedicating it for an idol, or don't slaughter for an idol. Don't do that. To conjure with divination arrows. We have people who slaughter animals to use it for spiritual causes other than dedicating it to God. That is not good. Then God says that is immoral. It is immoral, right? So that is forbidden by God. What did I miss? Muhammad Ahmad says, Baba, how to ascertain the exact way of praying? There is no specific exact way. What God gave you is a formula. The formula is what you need to apply, but it's not specific exact way. For instance, the prophets in the past, they stood and they prostrate. They stood and they did prostration. We've seen it being consistent. Quran chapter 32, verse 15 is consistent. Quran chapter 19, verse 58, it is consistent. Quran chapter 17, verse 107 to 109, it is consistent. Quran chapter 3, verse 113, it is consistent. Quran chapter 4, verse 102, it is consistent. We see the act of standing, going down, and bowing down, and prostrating. That is the formality. But as to what you are going to say in the salat, it's not fixated. It depends on each individual, what you want to say to God. That's up to you, right? There is no restriction on saying that somebody will tell you, oh, you have to recite, it's a must to recite Fatiha. No, it's not a must. However, it is recommended because it is application to God. That is why it's recommended. You understand? So it comes to when it comes to the recitation, everybody is free to recite what they feel like they want to recite. But when it comes to the postures, these are the postures we can see from the prophets and the messengers, and we are supposed to copy to them from them as an example. Quran chapter 4, verse 26 clearly tells you why God gave you those examples, so that He can guide you to their footsteps. That is the reason, right? Cyrus Black, in that sense, you don't have a choice because it's just a leakage coming out and it's keep going. You don't have a choice. This is not like you are intentionally drinking your own blood like a vampire. No, right? So that is an exception. In exceptional cases, expect God to be, pardoning because you don't have a choice, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, salam to you, Sharif Karim. Salam, you're welcome. I've put the invitation link on YouTube. I've put it in the pin. I've pinned it. You can see it on also on Facebook. I've pinned it on Facebook, and then for those on TikTok, yeah. Let me see. Ang is it ANG25 says, and we ransomed him with a great slaughter. Then he says what? Can you explain 37107 why God had to ransom the son of Abraham? Who was God paying? Who was God paying? It was Abraham went through a test. So based on the test, a ransom was made. Something in exchange for the test which he faced was made. That is the swapping of the thing. So the ransom is actually for Abraham. So it's a ransom for him, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, gene possession is real to some extent, not the extent of entry into the body, but possession in terms of spiritually possessing your mind, taking control of your mind, right? Uh-huh. Possession, yes, it exists, right? Possession does exist. When you go to Quran chapter 58, verse 19, right? Quran chapter 58, verse 19, here, it says, the devil has possessed them, so he made them forget the remembrance of God. Those are the party of the devil. Verily, indeed, the party of the devil, they are the losers. So the word used there is here. You see it? Astahwaza. Astahwaza alayhim. This word here. Astahwaza alayhim is possession. The devil has actually possessed them, but doesn't mean he entered into the body. Possessed them to be in control of you, right? That is the form of possession, not like entering into the body. In order to understand that the devil doesn't enter into people's body, when you read Quran chapter 23, verse 97 to 98, God gave you a supplication that you can do to drive them away. Rabbi a'udhu bika min amazati shayatin wa a'udhu bika rabbi an yadurun. Yadurun means to come closer, to attend to you, to come closer to you. So yeah, they do come closer to a person, but doesn't necessitate that they go into the body. So it is not about going into the body. You get the point? Uh-huh. Yes, yes. What did I miss? Salam to you. Milo, I have a video which talks about the months of Ramadan, the calculation of the Hijr calendar, how you can get the missed days, the calculation that they did, everything. If you watch the video, you get to understand. Can you go to my playlist on YouTube? It's called the Siam series. The Siam series will give you the answer you are looking for. We'll tell you about the calculation, how the date came about, how the adding of the numbers in the Julian calendar, Gregorian calendar, how it was tallied. You watch the lecture, you get to understand the point, right? Then he said, what? Is it true, according to the Quran, that the devil must obey the karmic system? What does the Quran say about love and attachment with family or people? Love and attachment, we find verses like Quran chapter 30, verse 22, right? Verse 21. It talks about, and among his signs is that he created for you spouses from yourselves in order to stay with them. That is to find tranquility with them or stay with them or live with them. And he placed love and mercy between you. Indeed, there are signs in that for people who ponder. Rehan says, when I look up the word for scrotums, it does give al-safn. Al-safn is a singular form. We are talking about a plural form. Swafinat mentioned in that verse is about in a plural form, right? So here you are putting a singular form, the scrotum. Scrotums, that is however, then you say whenever I look up the specific word form, don't be so fixated on the word form. Remember, it is not a verb, it is a noun, and it's a plural form of a noun. I don't know why you are fixated on the word form. Yeah, it can be creepy. Yes, it's creepy. Yeah. Of course, the devils do exist, right? They exist. People sell their soul to them, and they do possess people in terms of control. But if you have God, that God is sufficient for you. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. People who usually don't know God, they end up selling their soul to the devil. Yes, you're welcome, Milo. Yes, try to watch it, right? Guys, I didn't come here today to stay long. Actually, my kids are sleeping. Yeah, my kids are sleeping. I don't want to stay over till morning time. I might disturb their sleep, right? So I'll be leaving soon. I think I'll be leaving in a few minutes. Of course, today is Wednesday. I would have loved to stay longer, right? But yeah, unfortunately, I have to work early. I'll be working early tomorrow. I'll be going to work early tomorrow. So It will not be befitting for me to stay longer here. Yeah. So thank you all for those who played a role in this program, those who called, those who sent, you know, yeah, Jihan. Okay. Thanks, Balogun. Thank you for your time. Also, Hussein. Yes, Hussein. I see you. Thank you. God bless you. Um, Kid Costume says, "What about tarot cards and tea reading, Baba?" It comes under the divination arrows because those are arrows. Tarot cards are supposed to be done and show you where you have to go, what needs to be done. Those things shrink your faith. It doesn't let you be dependent on God to make certain decisions for you in life. You become dependent on this divination arrows to show you what needs to be done, so you don't no more, you know, need God. And those things, they play with you, your emotions a lot, right? So there's some great level of caution people need to take when they are going into those aspects. Yeah. Yes, thank you. GS, thank you very much. Milo, thank you very much. God bless you. Abdul Samad Adam, thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. You can do this. Thank you. No. Cyrus, no. The gene doesn't go inside you. Oh my God. You know, the concept of telling you the gene is inside you is not true. It's not inside you. It can be, according to God, we call them Karin. Karin is next to you, is in your company, next to you, not inside you. Not even an angel is inside you. An angel is next to you. But because it is an invisible being, you don't see it, it does not mean that entity is inside you. Your body contains your soul inside you. No spirit, no other spirit, just your soul. Other spirits can influence you, but doesn't mean they enter into your body. That concept is taken from the false concept outside. Will tell you something, a spirit is inside this person's body. No, it possesses the mind. It's just like my television. I have a TV remote, right? A TV, exactly. That is the word. Momo the disciple is just a companion. Karin is a companion next to you. So a companion is next to you. It's not inside you. My TV has a remote. Now the remote, I use it to control the television, but the remote is not inside the television. Understand this logic. My TV remote is not inside the television, but I use it to control the television. That is how the gene works. The Karin is next to you, but not inside you. So it's placed, you know, around you. It influences your decision making. Yes, thank you very, very much. Damage group, thank you. Thank you for the support. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, all of you. Yeah, no problem. Kid custom, no problem. I understand. I understand. Mushriks here, when you call them the name in English, they got infuriated, but still go to school to learn English, especially Hausa tribe. Oh my God. It's indoctrination. That's why they get frustrated with the ignorance. You know, Indoctrination is a big disease, especially in Africa. Yeah, so they've misunderstood a lot of concepts, right? Sure sounds like a demon though. You know, the funny thing is the people who do the exorcism, the funny thing is when they take a stick or cane and they are beating the human being who they claim is possessed, and according to them, they say they are beating the jinn. Are you nuts? How do you beat something you don't see? That is how they brought the concept of stoning the devil in Saudi Arabia. They say they are stoning the devil. These people are so dumb, thinking oh my God. Anyways, Bilal Jibril, I see you. Peace, bro. Yeah. Anas Malik says what? Assalamu alaikum. Can you explain 278 and 279? It seems contradictory. It is not contradictory. Anyways, let me tackle this before I go, right? Quran chapter 2, verse 78. And I read up to 29. So I tackle this verse before I go. So here it says, and among the unlearned, listen carefully, among them are the unlearned, ummiyuna, who do not know the Al-Kitab. The unlearned are people who never learned a scripture. So they do not know the Al-Kitab. That's why they are ummiyuna. Except desires. They have their own whims and desires, right? Okay, now Malik says, oh, sorry, chapter 4, right? Okay. Chapter 4, verse 78 to 79. You said it seems contradictory. So let's see where the contradiction is. So here, it says, wherever you may be, death will reach you, even if you should be in lofty towers. And if good befalls them, they say, listen carefully. Sometimes people don't know how to discern. They don't know how to examine the choice of words God used. And I keep saying, Quran chapter 10, verse 82, God says, God will enforce the truth with his words, even if the criminals dislike it. Chapter 10, verse 82. Now we are going to use chapter 10, verse 82 to establish the understanding to this verse I'm just quoting. Quran chapter 4, verse 78 to 79, presented to me by Anas Malik, right? Okay, so check here. Anas Malik says it's chapter 4, verse 78 to 79. Check what is going to happen. Now, based on this verse, God says, if good befalls them, it's talking about them here. They say, this is from God. They say. But when evil befalls them, they say, this is from you. They blame Muhammad. They blame the messenger. Remember, when good befalls them, they say this is from God. So people always think good comes from God. That's what people always think. People assume bad thing cannot come from God, right? Okay. But when evil befalls them, they say this is from you. Then they blame Muhammad, not God. They blame that Muhammad caused it, not God caused it. Then God asked Muhammad to tell them, say, all is from God. All, both bad and good, is from God. Now, so why do these people hardly comprehend a discourse? Now, understand this choice of words in this verse. According to the accusations of people trying to accuse Muhammad of causing harm to them, God is trying to answer them that the good and bad that is happening to them is all coming from God. Now, to explain this, Anas Malik, Quran chapter 21, verse 35. I'll go to the next verse, but let's check chapter 21, verse 35. I'm going to show you something. This is what God says. God says, Kullu nafsin za'ikatul maut wa nabluukum بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرُ fitna. Then God says, وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. So God says, every soul will taste death. Then he says, while we'll test you with trials of evil and what? And good. So God will test you with the trials of evil, shari, and good. Listen carefully. So both the trials of good and evil is going to come from God. Number one, who created the devil? God. Both good and bad comes from God. But he now going to break it down so that you understand why the bad things will happen and the good things happen. He's going to explain to you. So now you saw in Quran chapter 4 verse 78, he was only addressing those issues to the people who were accusing Muhammad. He wasn't talking to Muhammad directly. He was talking to those people who were accusing Muhammad of being the one bringing the bad luck. Now let's go back, chapter 4 verse 79. So in Quran chapter 4 verse 79, now God is talking to the prophet directly. He, the prophet himself. Then God says, whatever befalls you, the prophet, of good, then it is from God. So here is not talking to the group that Muhammad was talking to. Here he's talking to Muhammad himself because he has already shown him both the ways of good and bad. God only intends good for the prophets and messengers of God. So if anything bad is going to happen, that means they have a hand in it. And I'm going to give you the answers from the Quran so that you understand this verse. It's not a contradiction. Whatever befalls you of good, then it is from God. But whatever befalls you, Muhammad, so check the second person pronoun. I put this footnotes there so that the reader will understand the breakdown to give you clarity instead of perceiving contradiction in your understanding. The first verse above is talking to the plural sense of people, to the group of people. The second verse below is talking to only the prophet. So understand this. So God says, whatever befalls you of evil, then it is from yourself. Then it went ahead to tell he, the prophet, that, and we have sent you, the prophet, as a messenger to the people. And sufficient is God as a witness. So he's still talking to the prophet. Now, why did he tell the prophet directly that whatever good befalls you is from God, but whatever evil befalls you is from you? Now, this is where the answer is. In Quran chapter 34, verse 50, this is what the prophet himself said. Now he said in Quran chapter 34, verse 50, God asked him to say, Qul in dalaltu fa innama adillu ala nafsihi. If I should err, then I will only err against my soul. But if I am guided, then it is by what my Lord inspires to me. Indeed, he is hearing and nearby. Here, the prophet is telling you that in order for him to err, he must have gone away astray from what God has inspired him. If he doesn't do what God inspires him, remember, whatever evil will befall him will be his own choice. Because whatever God will command him to do is a good thing that will bring only goodness, not bad. God will not command the prophet to do bad, neither will he inspire him into something bad, unless the prophet decide to err. So he says, if I should err, then I will only err against myself or by myself. So that means if the evil is coming to him, then he will be the culprit of that. But if he is guided, then it is by what God inspires to him, and God will only inspire him to what is good, not what is bad. Right? So if you understand how to decipher these two verses, God was talking to the people in the first verse, and how he's talking to the prophet alone in the second verse, then you get to understand what God actually intends with both. So understand what God is saying in those verses. It is not a contradiction, right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, time is up. Almost 2 hours, 30 minutes. For those on TikTok, I would have loved to interact with people on TikTok. I don't know. Can I maybe go on TikTok for a bit? On TikTok, let me see. Yeah, guys. I think it's okay, right? It's pretty much okay. I have to go now. Yeah. Rihan Akib, let me show you something you are missing here. I think you are missing something here. Learn how to read context and see what context suggests to you. Right? I'm going to help you so that you understand how it works. There's an issue with the way you're trying to understand the verse. So let's start from 38:30. And we granted Solomon to David a wonderful servant. Indeed, he, Solomon, was repentant. Then we go to the next verse. So he was repentant here. God is going to show you how he was repentant, right? So here, then the verse says, when he examined, so I want you to pay to the attention to the word here. This urida alayhi, when he examined the scrotums of the steeds in the evening. Now, this is the word bil ashi, that is isha. Bil ashi, he examined the scrotums. I'm going to, after this, I'll use your own words to show you the issue you are failing to understand. When he examined the scrotums of the steeds in the evening, then he said, I prefer the love of welfare to the remembrance of my Lord. Until they, so here, until they were concealed by the partition, right? So here, Solomon said, bring them back, or we can say, bring her, but the word rudu here suggests that is plural. So bring them back to me. And he immediately began rubbing the legs, al-suki, and the necks, wal-anak, wal-anak, on the legs, the legs and the necks of the horses, right? 34. And suddenly we tasted Solomon and bore down a body on his throne. Then he repented. Now, let me show you the issue you are trying to misunderstand here. So let's use your analogy. Your analogy is saying that could the word in 38:31 mean horses that are standing still, but guarded on their feet and ready to spring into action? Now, to spring into action where? You saw the context is telling you what happened to the horses. They were concealed by the partition. They are not going into any action. So let's check. You are saying that the 38:31, could it mean that the horses that are standing still? Where did you get that understanding from? But guarded on their feet and ready to spring into action. Please, what I want you to do is go word for word. You do it word for word first. That's how to go by a good translation. Start with the word for word first. Arrange the grammar. Make sure it follows the syntactic order, syntax, the order of syntax in the Arabic language when you translate it to English. And check the structure. What you are trying to say, if we connect the dots up to the context to 32, then he said, I prefer the love of welfare to the remembrance of my Lord. Then he says, until they, the horses, were concealed by the partition. So if you are saying they are ready for action, when the horses are concealed by the partition, the hijab, then after they were concealed, then Solomon again told the people in charge that bring the horses back to me. And he immediately began to rub their necks and their legs. I want to see how you would translate that if you are not focused on the context, but you are just trying to base emphasis on just verse 31. I don't see how that works. Please put your translation word for word. Translate from 31 up to down below, up to 33. Let me see the choice of words word for word, how you put the things there, and see if it makes sense. Just try that on your side and see. Right? Okay. Anyways, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end, right? Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Salam to you, Brother Damage. God bless you. Peace to you. Salam. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is the Correctional Officer Baba Shrive. I bring this live stream to an end. It's been a pleasure seeing all of you present. Shout outs to all those who were here. In case I didn't get to mention your name, I apologize. In case you asked me a question I didn't see, I apologize. But hopefully, I get to answer your question in the next live stream that I have. Send me an inbox message if you have my phone number. You can send me a voice message or a message. When I have time, I will get back to you, inshallah. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Till we meet again, probably next week. Peace out for now. Always give them a reason to remember your name. The Correctional Officer.